reigning and defending WBC, IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine Unified Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Artur Beterbiev.
Well, there is, very simply, the most destructive force in world boxing. He stares through his opponents. He has knocked out every man in a professional ring that has stood before him. He has never heard the final bell. His opponents have never heard the final bell. Will Dmitry Bivol hear the final bell? We'll find out on Saturday night. History in Riyadh.
It's going to be absolutely sensational. It's such a good fight. It's got everything you could possibly want. A bit of a backstory in that they go way back. They didn't have too much to do with each other on the national team, but there is still that aspect to it. They're both undefeated. They bring different kinds of things to the ring, and their mentality is exactly the same. I just love it. I can't wait for it to start because it's so difficult to know what's going to happen. It's almost impossible to know what's going to happen with this.
Yeah, very difficult. Look, my guess from speaking and hearing people that Bivol's probably a slight favourite, but that's not how I see it. I fancy Beterbiev, and I don't just fancy him. I really pick him. Do you know what I mean? He's just been so impressive last couple of fights. And I know he's pushing on, and you do think, is this fight going to be that one where he gets old overnight? Certainly, the legs of Bivol and the movement and changing the angles, he'll be testing them. But I don't know. Beterbiev to me is just so good.
I'll be honest, I can't get enough of this guy. I know the interviews are often short and one-word answers, but maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment because I love interviewing him.
The thing about him is that he's perfectly pleasant company. He's a friendly man. He's a nice man. It's as simple as that. He is a nice man. And he will happily answer any question you have. He doesn't mind doing it. He doesn't turn up on set moody and rude and unpleasant and trying to intimidate anyone. He is a very amiable fellow until the bell goes, and then things are different. Then he turns into a different animal altogether. And that's the same for every single fighter. They're all completely different away from the ring than they are inside it. But the switch in this guy is profound. And it's the same for Bivol. Like I said, they've got very, very similar mentalities. But there is something terrifying about somebody who approaches something so potentially damaging, which is what boxing is, with no emotion.
Yeah.
None whatsoever, not a shred.
Completely devoid of emotion, and we're getting a little look. Do you want to have a little go at that, Andy? The little workout there?
I can't do that. just to confirm to the people watching it, if they suspected that I can do this, I can't do this. And this is just something that, again, he will have done for years and years and years and years. And we had a little look at him last night, just around the corner at the Mike Tyson gym, and he wasn't doing anything special. But when you watch people like him train, Matt, and you look at, and you know the backstory, you know the academy he would have been through on the Russian boxing team, how kind of regimented that is, and it's the same with the Cubans and all those kinds of fighters. These little drills we're seeing him do now, he would have been doing these for the last 25, 30 years.
He could do them with his eyes closed, and he probably does.
Well, this is always a fun public workout trick. Again, I certainly could not do this, and I reckon you could have a little go. But this, the old tennis ball around the head, always good fun at a workout. Lomachenko's done it over the years.
It is. It's a bit of a crowd pleaser, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mark Ramsey just watching on over the ropes there. He's trained him from the very beginning as a pro when he arrived in Canada, which for some people was a little bit of a surprising choice that he made after the amateur success he had. Two-time European champion, world champion, a silver medal at the World Championships, an Olympian. A bit unlucky, really, that it didn't go his way at the Olympics in 2012 because he lost an absolutely sensational quarter-final to Alexander Usyk. boxing up a heavyweight. He was never really a full-blown heavyweight as an amateur, he said to us yesterday. At that point, it went from 81 kilos to 91 kilos, and he was about 85, so he was giving away a decent amount of weight probably, and that's why he was able to come down to light heavy as a pro. And the fact, again, the fact that he didn't win an Olympic gold medal, did everything but, will be a reason why not as many people will know who he is as they should.
Well, you touched on the amateur fight with Alexander Usyk, of course, the quarter-final. He does have a win over Alexander Usyk in the amateurs as well. Not many fighters can say that. He did well as an amateur, Beterbiev. So, once again, listen, we've talked about it. This isn't just boxer versus puncher. This is boxer against boxer who can punch.
Yeah, 100%. He put Usyk down as well in the amateurs with a whack to the body, which is something that people question about Usyk every now and again. You know, that might be a little bit of a weakness, but this man has found a way to put down every single pro that he's faced, to stop every single pro that he's faced, and he's been down a couple of times, a flash knockdown against Jeff Page, then a more serious one against Callum Johnson, but he's dangerous when he's hurt. You know, there are no circumstances in which he is not dangerous.